Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the Biafra is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the Biafra is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the Biafra is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyomadika, yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right and moving faster. Never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the Biafra is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the Biafra is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the Biafra is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyomadika, yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo.
All right, let's try again. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, all right, brilliant. So sorry about that. I'm not quite sure what went wrong with that computer, and I wasn't really going to go through this stretch to try and figure it out. So sorry for the delay in our transmission. It was due to power failure in our Teju Osho transmitting station. So the headlines again. Nigeria needs leaders with a touch of madness to move forward. Ex-President Obasanjo speaking. So Obasanjo now asserting, what is it? Wike said this once upon a time, and he was lampooned for making this commentary. But really, Nigeria does need well, when they say touch of madness, it's somebody with really the balls to make audacious decisions, and somebody that has the bravery to hold on to a position. So this is essentially what that means. Nigeria needs leaders with touch of madness to move forward. Ex-President Obasanjo. So that's also what Wike said once upon a time, and he was hung, quartered, and drawn for that. So from that to this, but still with Obasanjo, don't blame God, Buhari regime responsible for banditry, terrorism. So there it is right there. You don't get more categorical than Obasanjo, and that is his assertion that they are working from Daura, as we all well know already, is the underbelly of the banditry and the killings going on in the country. Buhari regime resumes sharing. Buhari regime resumes sharing 9.24 billion conditional cash in Kebbi State. So this is that space of Sadiya Farouk. You remember her once upon a time. She was telling us that she spent 10 billion naira to train 200 people on how to repair mobile phones. So that was how she stole 10 billion naira. So she spent that and she's out to steal some more. So this money now that they hand out to people with no data, money with no audit, cash handed out, and that is how the Nigerian state is run. Buhari regime resumes sharing 9.24 billion naira conditional cash in Kebbi State. So we know what the conditions are. We already saw that with the farmers who told them that the loan that they took, they considered it to be part of the national cake. So now, this skirmish that has been brewing and is now coming to a full boil. Northern Elders back spokesman's call for Igbo to secede slams Ohanaeze over irresponsible comments. So Ohanaeze Ndigbo, it all actually started with what's his name? It all started with the Northern Elders Forum inviting that if the Igbos want to leave Nigeria, they are welcome to leave, and the federal government should kick them out. So the Igbos clapped back, and of course, Ohanaeze, the person that actually made that statement on behalf of the Northern Elders is Hakim Ahmed Baba, or Hakim Baba Ahmed, who incidentally, ancestrally is of Mauritanian descent. His ancestry is Mauritanian. They say he was born in Nigeria, but his direct parents, they are Mauritanian. So he's essentially a first-generation Nigerian. So even with all of that, he still comes into the Nigerian space to try to intimidate. So all of that was brought up in narrative by Ohanaeze Ndigbo to say that this guy that is essentially a foreigner in Nigeria is in this country threatening the space. The Northern Elders now, of course, they straddle up, they gallop up to defend their man. So that's the back and forth then going on between the Ohanaeze space and the Ohanaeze space and look, Thomas, man, the link is in the comment section. So what more are you asking? That's the link right there. It says StreamYard. So that's the thing between the Ohanaeze space and the Northern Elders Forum. So all of that in play. So lean back, kick back, take it easy. It's somewhat of a sluggish entry into this. 20-30 minutes of me just talking and nobody hearing. But hopefully you can hear me okay now. So let's revert back to tradition, then come in properly via the eastern section, and we play another Python dance.
Ondiroya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Unapuri Mary Nandi, Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nandi, Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nandi. Nandego onyeju aimo omeri wonenizu ngiroya abakare mamanda ora unaburi meri nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unaburi meri nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unaburi meri nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unaburi meri nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unaburi meri nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unaburi meri nandi.
And there it is right there. Nnamdi wins the war. They continue to insist in the eastern parts of Nigeria. Nnamdi wins the war. So Nnamdi wins the war. As guys, I bring you this. Nigeria needs leaders with touch of madness to move forward. Ex-President Obasanjo. Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo has said the country needs to be ruled by a leader who is driven by passion and a touch of madness to move it forward. Obasanjo said this when he hosted a presidential aspirant under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, Mohammed Hayatuddin, in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The former president also played host to former minister Godswill Akpabio, who is running for the presidency on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. Hayatuddin, together with his team, arrived in Ogun State about 12:30 p.m. and went straight into a closed-door meeting with Obasanjo, which lasted for about an hour, according to correspondents. It was also gathered that Akpabio arrived at exactly 2:20 p.m., while the Hayatuddin team was exiting Obasanjo's residence. Speaking during the visit, Obasanjo said Nigeria would overcome its security challenges within 2 years if the leader was ready to make tough decisions, whilst advising Nigerians to brace up and be ready to make sacrifices. The former president said, "It is an ongoing situation for you, obviously." Sorry, not ongoing. Let me take that again. The former president said, "It is an agonizing situation for you, obviously, and also for me. I want to emphasize the point that the Nigerian situation, as bad as it is, will only be put right by Nigerians at the forefront of our situation. So Nigerians have to brace themselves up to do what needs to be done to put Nigeria back on the right track." And you are right in saying that wherever you go now, one of the things you hear is that Nigeria is not on the table. But why shouldn't Nigeria be on the table? What does it cost Nigeria to be on the table? So Nigeria being on the table, I'm assuming to mean devolution, balkanization, or restructuring. It says, and you are right in saying that wherever you go now, one of the things you hear is that Nigeria is not on the table. But why shouldn't Nigeria be on the table? What does it cost to be on? What does it cost Nigeria to be on the table? I will say 4 things, of which I was reminded this morning. One is knowledge. The second is vision. What is the vision that we have? And if you have no vision, you may have eyes, but you are blind. And I believe that is part of our situation. The third is passion. And when you said that you are involved in this with a passion, and I am telling some people this morning that passion means madness. that you are mad about Nigeria. I am, and I have no apologies for that because I have no other country I can call my own. And I have no other country I can go to and say, yes, I have come to live here. Passion means being mad about Nigeria, having a touch of madness. And I look at you, Hayatuddin, and say, yes, you are mad about Nigeria too. So Hayatuddin, a madman, is essentially what Obasanjo concludes. Don't blame God, Buhari regime responsible for banditry, terrorism. Obasanjo still speaking. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has slammed President Muhammad Buhari over worsening insecurity in Nigeria, saying his regime is responsible for banditry and terrorism plaguing the country. And you talk about security, and people ask me about it, and I say I know that we can put all insecurity in Nigeria behind us within a space of 2 years. Mr. Obasanjo said in Abeokuta that we have not done or that we are still in this situation is a choice that has been made by our leaders, not the way God wants us to be. President Muhammad Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo of the All Progressive Congress vowed during their 2015 and 2019 presidential campaigns that they will solve the security crisis that bedeviled the then Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Almost 7 years in the saddle, insecurity has deteriorated under Masas Buhari and Osinbajo's watch. Whilst receiving Mohammed Hayatuddin, a PDP presidential aspirant, Mr. Obasanjo agreed that the nation is decomposing and dissolving under the under the present regime, who has sunk it to new depths. I believe, like you, Hayatuddin, have rightly said, this period is not like any other period in the history of Nigeria. And you have used two words, decomposing and dissolving. I can't find any better words to describe the situation we have found ourselves in, said the erstwhile president. He asserted that Nigeria could surmount its present economic and security challenges if leaders were willing to make the right decisions. I want to emphasize the point that the Nigerian situation, bad as it is, will only be put right by Nigerians at the forefront of our situation. So Nigerians have to brace themselves up to do what needs to be done to put Nigeria back on the right path, Mr. Obasanjo explained. Listing knowledge, vision, passion, and innovation as mandatory requisites for the next president, Mr. Obasanjo admitted Nigeria is a complex country, albeit not a difficult country to rule or manage. The ex-president reaffirmed his passion for Nigeria and vowed to continue clamoring for good governance. And when you said you are involved in this with passion, and I was telling some people this morning that passion means madness, that you are mad about Nigeria. I am, and I have no apologies for that, because I have no other country I can call my own, and I have no other country I can go to and say, yes, I have come to live here. Mr. Obasanjo declared, passion means being mad about Nigeria, having a touch of madness. And I look at you, Hayatuddin, and say, yes, you are mad about Nigeria too. So there it is right there. Somewhat repetitive, but we gleaned a bit more from that. And from that to this, Buhari regime resumed sharing 9.24 billion conditional cash in Kebbi. President Muhammad Buhari's regime says it has resumed payment of over 9.24 billion to 76,107 beneficiaries of conditional cash transfer program across the 6 local government areas in Kebbi. National coordinator of the program, Halima Shehu, announced this during a courtesy visit to Governor Atiku Bagadu in Benin Kebbi. She apologized for the delay in the payment, which started in September to October 2019. Ms. Shehu attributed the delay to circumstances beyond her control As of now, payment of the CCT beneficiaries is ongoing in the state. A total number of 76,107 beneficiaries across, pardon me, as of now, payment of CCT beneficiaries is ongoing in the state. A total number of 76,107 beneficiaries across 6 local government areas of Bagadu, Danko, Wasagu, Dandi, Jega, and Shankar will be receiving the payment. The beneficiaries will be receiving 26 months of payment cycles starting from January to February 2020. Said Ms. Shehu. The payment will be in 2 batches of 60,000 beneficiaries for 4 cycles using the virtual account. The second batch has 70,107 beneficiaries from 9 payment cycles through the debit cards. Ms. Shehu also explained that the total amount for the 2 batches in the state was 9.24 billion naira. The federal government of Nigeria, in partnership with the World Bank in 2016, designed and developed a safety net program for Nigeria under the platform of the National Social Safety Net Project, she further disclosed. One of the components of NASSP is the National Conditional Cash Transfer Office, responsible for implementing the household uplifting, conditional cash transfer to the poor and vulnerable households across the country. Ms. Shehu thanked the governor for giving her audience and the opportunity to update him on the resumption of payments and the successful implementation of the program in the state. In spite of this, I wish to request for more support in terms of logistics and operating cost to sustain the day-to-day running of the offices at the area council levels, added Ms. Shehu. So this is just the rubbish of it. It's just a ridiculousness, of course. Responding, Mr. Bagudu, represented by Deputy Governor Sumaila Yonde Dabia, thanked the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management, etc., headed by Sadiya Umar Farouk, for actualizing the program in Kebbi. I assure you that the state government will do all it takes to support the success of the program in the state. We are looking forward to getting more local governments to be involved in the cash transfer program, stated Mr. Bagadu. The CCT program is aimed at improving household consumption, increasing utilization of health and nutrition services, and improving school enrollment and attendance. It is also aimed at improving environmental sanitation and management, asset and financial acquisition, and beneficiaries' engagement in sustainable livelihood. So a total of a nonsense, a very heavy language presentation for Lutin. So this now the final readout. Northern Elders back spokesman's call for Igbos to secede, slams Ohanaeze over irresponsible comments. The Northern Elders Forum has backed a statement made by its spokesman, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, circulating in a viral video that Igbo people should be allowed to secede from Nigeria. The Northern group, however, berated the Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohanaeze Ndigbo for demanding the arrest of Baba Ahmed for saying what they called the obvious truth. It faulted Ohanaeze's claim that Baba Ahmed was making inciting statements. Baba Ahmed, who is the group's director of publicity and advocacy, had in the video said, "We said if secession is what every Igbo wants, and this is what the Igbos want, the nation should not fight a war over it." He also asked the Northerners residing in southern Nigeria to start relocating back to the north. Angered by the statement, Ohanaeze, through its spokesman, Dr. Alex Obonaya, Wednesday, slammed Baba Ahmed, describing his broadcast as extremely nauseating, uncouth, provocative, incendiary, inflammatory, and above all, arrogant and licentious. The convener of NEF, Professor Ango Abdullahi, in a statement on Thursday, said Obonaya's comments are, to say the least, dangerous and irresponsible, designed to achieve only one goal: to put the life of Dr. Ahmed in peril. The Northern Elders Forum states categorically that all comments and statements made by Dr. Baba Ahmed are authorized and they represent its positions. The press statement, which he read on the 8th of June 2021 at the forum's headquarters in Abuja, in the presence of the full forum, was the statement of the forum by which it stands. We are aware of attempts to create the impression that this statement is recent, as well as other attempts to misrepresent its content, to create scapegoats for the failure to limit the damage of irredentism. In spite of many efforts to inform the public appropriately, it appears that Ohanaeze Ndigbo has fallen prey to more. In spite of many efforts to inform the public appropriately, it appears that Ohanaeze Ndigbo has fallen prey to more mischiefs or is itself actively involved in incitement against a citizen. The forum stands by its director of publicity and advocacy, a Nigerian whose pedigree and service to our nation has few parallel. It sees the claim that Dr. Ahmed is a security risk and the demand that he should be arrested as pathetic and beneath even the ordinary standards of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. We serve notice that we know who to hold responsible in the event of any harm coming to Dr. Ahmed. The forum advises Ohanaeze Ndigbo to focus his attention on contributing to securing people in the Southeast from multiple threats and ensuring Ndigbo has a befitting relevance in Nigeria. The forum affirms its full confidence in Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, who will continue to serve the country and the North as we search for a future that accommodates all interests in Nigeria. So they double down on the ignorant statement of the Mala. So that's the thing. So Thomas, I see you. Baba Akure, I see you. Vin, I see you. And Charlie Boy, I see you. So apologies for the audio just didn't work, so I had to switch computers. But here we are now, and straight to you then, Baba Akure. It's going to be a short of session, so we round it off in about an hour from this readout. So to Baba Akure then, Nigeria needs leaders with a touch of madness to move it forward. Obasanjo says, and he backs it up with the reasons why. But you agree then with Baba Yabo's reasoning, Baba Akure? All right, Thomas, is anybody there? Can you not hear me again?
Yes, we can hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, I'm going to let the people who cannot hear me go because I want to make it a short session and I don't. So can Baba Akure or Thomas hear me? No. All right. All right. So let me come to you then, Vin. So I'll come to you, Vin, then. And Obasanjo's assertion that Nigeria needs a mad person to straddle the seat of power. What are you making of that comment and the reasons he adduced, Vin?
Good afternoon, one man, and good afternoon to all our listeners, wherever you are. It is about 1:05 here in Ghana. You see, one man, I disagree with Obasanjo in total because what Nigeria need from the beginning is strong structures, not strong men or madmen or people who are so passionate about Nigeria, and when they become leaders, they are unable to deliver ordinary dividends of democracy. They cannot, provide for their people.
So I disagree with him in total in that aspect. But for him, I do not know the reason why people always make this assertion, about Obasanjo had every opportunity and every, the real opportunity to make people feel that they are Nigerians today. It was his turn. He is supposed to do something right for the people,
Yeah,
but he
but
failed.
no, but his time has passed now, so we can't keep
Yeah, of
hacking
course.
to we can't hacken to the back
Oh, no, you
to
see,
the past. We have to look
one man.
forward.
Exactly, I
And the
agree with you.
circumstances of his time, by the way, are not the circumstances of now. So we can't not in hindsight. Hindsight is 2020 vision now. If you look
I,
back, then
I,
it's a hundred
you
percent.
see, one man. What I'm trying to say is that what Nigeria is suffering today is an accumulation of bad leadership.
Oh, okay, but we are where we are now. So how do we go forward? Is the question.
Oh,
So it's not happening to the back to
of
the
course,
past. Yeah.
he's supposed to be given, to give Nigerians and this called leader the foundation of that country. What is the foundation of that country as it is being operated right now? Is the constitution. I like always say here, you cannot make out anything from that. All of us know that the foundation is faulty, but how can you build on a faulty foundation? A foundation that claims that a particular part of the country has overall access and advantage over the rest. How do you build on such? These are some of the things we support. I supposed to hear Obasanjo speak on the
Yeah,
constitution.
but all of no, you can't speak on everything, and you can't speak on what you particularly, peculiarly would like him to speak on. But what he spoke on was a catch-all statement, and when he said a madman, of obviously not somebody of cranial debilitation, no, somebody that is passionate about Nigeria to the point of being mad about the country. You know, when you say yeah, it's a colloquialism, isn't it? So, but what he was saying in essence is somebody that is so driven by the Nigerian project that will go that extra length and has the brevity to push it through. So that is what he was saying, and he was saying that the Hayatuddin that he has some elements of that, and that was a language that Wike used once upon a time as well. That you have to be somewhat mad to be president of Nigeria.
Yeah, one man, I still maintain that he is one of the orchestrators of what is going on in Nigeria. He one of them. He cannot be, exempted because if you don't know where you are coming from, you will never know where you are going to.
Yeah, okay. So if you stay in the past, then you cannot go forward, can you?
No, what I'm saying
Because
in essence is that,
happening back,
yeah, okay,
he's speaking to the future. He's saying
of
this
course,
this will be the panacea to the
mhm,
country's problems.
So what are the solutions? All of us agree in this platform, including you, one man, that the foundation is the problem. Are we not going to focus on the foundation of that country? Is
Yeah,
there
but
no way?
yes, but for that to be focused on, you have to have the right person with the right drive to propel that.
Okay, the right person is just an individual, but he has only executive power. His executive
No,
power is
executive power is quite potent in Nigeria, as we saw now.
no, you know
Uh,
what I'm talking about. You know what
yeah.
I'm talking about. You see, with the level of the disintegration and love and injustice in that country, an executive president right now will not have the power to do anything on that, to woo the National Assembly. Some of them that feel affected, let me tell you, most of the political elites, both in the southwest, southeast, south, north, and in general, don't like to change to a different. They want to maintain this crooked, and
I'm
the
not sure.
criminal.
I'm not sure that. No. I'm not sure that you are right in saying that.
How?
I suspect that the major. I don't think that the politicians in Nigeria even they want to see Nigeria the way it is.
One man,
Nigeria, the way Nigeria is, it serves zero interest for any single person. The country is hemorrhaging. Everybody is in fear. It's decomposing. It's
my
falling
brother.
apart.
Yeah,
You cannot
this is a
say the
job.
politicians. This is what the preference of the politician is. Even the
I
politicians, the darkest of them, wants a better Nigeria.
I blame the politicians. I blame the representatives of the people for what is going on that country. I blame the constitution as well because they don't have the vim to correct the anomalies of that decree 34. They don't have the zeal because they want to maintain the status quo. And when you bring such ideas into that very place, they throw it away. What stops them from restructuring that country from 1919? If Obasanjo failed, what of the successive governments that came in? What stops them from making effort so that people will know that yes, these people are making effort to change the status quo? They want the status quo to continue so that they can benefit from it. So many of them are chopping millions on yearly basis. Nigerian national assembly, the legislators are the highest paid in the world.
All right, let me give you this
Even
paragraph.
more than the American people.
Hold on.
How much do my people
No,
receive here? Just about.
hold on. We know all that. Let me give you this paragraph. This is in the middle. It says, and you are right in saying that wherever you go now, one of the things you hear is that Nigeria is not on the table. But why shouldn't Nigeria be on the table? What does it cost Nigeria to be on the table? So that is restructuring right there. Is that not restructuring, Nigeria being on the table? So, like I said, a lot of these politicians, they cannot, they live in the country, they see what is going on, they are at risk too, their family, even if they protect themselves with a battalion of soldiers, they cannot protect the entirety of their extended and whatever. Everybody's at risk now, so I cannot believe that the politicians, even, they want the status quo to maintain.
If they really want the status quo to be changed or abrogated, they will not be suggesting for this let me say horrible constitutional amendment that they are doing. So that is what I am talking about. They want the status quo to continue, and as long as they are benefiting from it, they will not allow anybody to change it or suggest ideas that will change it. That is what I am saying in that aspect, sir.
All right, thank you, Vin. Vin, I'm going to be rounding off in about 45 minutes, only because I had some difficulty starting as you saw, and I have to go to something about 45 minutes. So let me go on from you, Vin, and go to World Peace and have him still on the Obasanjo space. It's saying, so this is the headline, but do you agree? So this is Obasanjo still holding the space. It says, don't blame God, Buhari regime responsible for banditry and terrorism, and it is Obasanjo making that assertion. So he's saying essentially that the problem of Nigeria can be solved within 2 years if the right president was in. So this is what he's saying. He says, and you talk about security, and people ask me about it. And I say, I know that we can put all insecurities in Nigeria behind us within a space of 2 years. Mr. Obasanjo said in Abeokuta that we have not done or that we are still in this situation is a choice that has been made by our leaders, not the way God wants us to be. So that is what Obasanjo asserts, pointing frontally to Madam Buhari as being essentially the arrowhead of insecurity in Nigeria. Do you concur then with Baba Iyabo, World Peace?
Yeah, it's not far from the truth. There has been banditry, but Buhari made it worse in his regime, probably because of he benefited from them bringing him to power in 2014 and keeping in power again in 2019. So now he cannot manage those people right now. I cannot control them. So Obasanjo is not far from the truth. I don't really have much to say about that. You know? I agree with you.
All right, thank you, World Peace. And that space that Vin just left, Obasanjo saying that the Nigeria needs leaders with a touch of madness to move forward. Do you understand what he means by a touch of madness? And do you agree? World Peace?
That means he's playing to the Wike gallery now. That like Wike said that they need people like him to take care of that country. Well, yeah, the country the way it is now, you need somebody that can really go beyond and over to do some certain things, to take some certain drastic action to make some certain things right in Nigeria, because Nigeria is not for a gentleman president anymore. You need somebody that is tough. I won't say madness, I will say somebody that is tough and firm with his decision to fix that country. That's my take on that.
All right, brilliant. World Peace. So, World Peace, let me go on to Ajanle Koko. And to put to Ajanle Koko, then, this skirmish that is going on between the Easterners and the Northerners. So, it was opened up by Akim Baba Ahmed, our Mauritanian Nigerian, who asserted that if the Igbos want to leave Nigeria, then the federal government should kick them out. Ohanaeze came out to lampoon him for making that statement. But the Northern Elders, they come out now to double down on what he's saying, that they do want the Igbos out of Nigeria. And they are actually saying that Ohanaeze's statement is an incitement. And if anything happens to Akim Baba Ahmed, hell will be visited upon the eastern space. So what are you making of the Northern Elders Forum then, Ajale Koko, and their threats?
Woman, what did Ohanaeze say? What did they say?
Akim Baba Ahmed said that
I know what Akim Baba Ahmed said.
Yes, I think we read it out yesterday, but I have to look for it just so I can be exact. But what they are saying is that Akim Baba, they called for the arrest of Akim Baba Ahmed, and they said that angered by the statement, Ohanaeze, through its spokesman, Dr. Alex Ogbonnaya, Wednesday, slammed Baba Ahmed, describing his broadcast as extremely nauseating, uncouth, provocative, incendiary, inflammatory, and above all, arrogant and licentious. They invited the Nigerian government to arrest Akim Baba Ahmed for speaking hate speech and speeches of incitement. The convener of Northern Elders Forum, Professor Ango Abdullahi, in a statement on Thursday, said Ogbonaya's comments are, to say the least, dangerous and irresponsible, designed to achieve only one goal, to put the life of Dr. Baba Ahmed in peril. So that is the back and forth then going on between the Easterners and the Malams.
One man. Okay, first of all, let me thank our listeners around the world for a good job they did yesterday. The last session yesterday, for their thumbs up, and I wish they can do the same this morning. Please, if you are listening to us wherever you are viewing us wherever you are, please thumbs up right now so that we can help the YouTube algorithm of this platform. Yes, woman, what Ohanaeze spokesman said is not out of place at all. He said it right, and every use of word he said about what Akim Baba Ahmed said was totally right. So for, what do you call him, Ango Abdullahi, to respond back to that is totally irresponsible. Akim Baba Ahmed, what he said was it didn't show a leadership at all. It didn't show that he is a leader or one of the leaders from the North that is capable of uniting people during crisis, particularly this time around that we have crisis, we have the unity of the country in serious jeopardy. Every leader, every person in position of leadership should be making statements that can bring people together and not statements that can divide, and they shouldn't be making divisive statements right now. So Hakim, what is his name?
Hakim Baba Ahmed.
Yes,
Ali Baba Ahmed.
Hakim Baba Ahmed. It shouldn't be saying that, oh, let Igbo go, let them go. We have many Igbos, particularly their leadership, that believe in one Nigeria. They make statements several times to that effect. The Ohanaeze has made that statement to that effect. All the political representatives of Igbo people stand for one Nigeria. But you cannot say we have some people that are agitating for Biafra, capitalize on that, and then, now call on the entire Igbo that let them go. That's a very senseless and stupid statement. Why not call on Yoruba as well that are agitating? Are Yoruba not agitating for Yoruba nation? We have some Yoruba that are agitating for Yoruba nation as well. Why didn't you say, okay,
but not as fervently as the Easterners, not with the same punch and verve as the Easterners?
It doesn't matter whether the Easterners are calling us not. We have some group of Easterners calling for it. We have some group of Yoruba people calling for it. Why can't you say that let Yoruba and Igbo leave Nigeria if they feel they want to leave Nigeria? Why can't their leadership, why can't they hold their leadership, particularly this administration, with the headship of Buhari that have divided the country more than ever before? Why can't they pounce on him? He is the one they should be blaming for not managing the diversity, the unity in diversity of the country. Why can't they blame him for destroying that diverse, the diversity of that country? Why can't they blame him for destroying it? Is it because the way he's destroying it is in the favor of them, the cabal? The way he has destroyed that country is not in the favor of even the common Hausa people. It's not in the favor of the common Fulani people. They are suffering it the most. The killing in the country, across the country, they recorded more killing in their own region than any other part of the country. What kind of leadership are these? Do they even want to be leaders in the first place? No, they don't love that country. They don't love their people. It's a totally senseless statement that one made. So Ohanese's response is in order, and
do you think Ohanese's response it should have been a bit more tempered and tapered down? Because somewhat the original comment by Hakim Baba Ahmed is inflammatory, but rather than used to move to douse that, they somewhat added even more fuel to that. So should they have worded it differently, their response, to show a bit more maturity in the way they went after that matter?
Well, in that statement that you read to me, I don't see anything inflammatory there. It's just they just they showed the satisfaction at his statement, and that is what I saw in the statement of Ohanaeze. It wasn't inflammatory at all. But for Anglo Abdullahi, to respond back and call it Ohanaeze, that is highly irresponsible. Anglo Abdullahi is been acting so terrible these days. It's not the Anglo Abdullahi that we used to know back in the days, but he's so terrible, and he has shown that he's a sectional leader he aligned with that Buhari style of leadership, that colonization leadership, colonization agenda, and this cannot help the unity of the country, and we must, strongly oppose this kind of people. We must come out against them. That they are not the kind of leaders that they are not worthy to be in the position of leadership. Let's assume that we have some people in Yoruba land, they are talking like this. In South they're talking like this. What is it going to? What? I mean, how do we bring people together in that country? You're going to see we're going to be breaking apart easily along tribal land, along.
What about the Ohanese's call for the arrest of Akim Baba Ahmed? Is there some veracity to that, and should the security services effect that? That his statement was somewhat an incitement. So is his statement somewhat, because if why are they holding Nnamdi Kanu is for reasons of incitement? So what is the difference then between what Akim Baba Ahmed is saying, that the Nigerians and it's also, by the way, requested that the Northerners should leave the South and come back to the North. So what's the difference between what he's saying and what Nnamdi Kanu said for them to hold him in custody? So should they, in equal measure, then effect the arrest of this Ali Baba Ahmed?
You see, our constitution guarantee us the freedom of speech. But when we make a statement that, under that disguise, and we make a statement that threatens the security of the country, I think the security agency can swing in, invite that person, and let him know if he has crossed the line. Let him know the limit of. Let him know the constitutional right that he can enjoy, and the statement that is very inflammatory. Invite him and let him know that this is an inflammatory statement. This is a statement that can cause trouble in the country, and let them just caution that person. So I would have supported maybe DSS or any security agency that would have observed that he made an inflammatory statement, to have invited him and then caution him and let him go back home. Go back home. And I believe if that has been done, he will not make such statement next time. This is what we should be doing. We should caution leaders that are trying to make inflammatory statements that could, cause a very serious problem in the country, instability in the country. Security agency that knows better, that responsible for monitoring that space, should jump into it and then caution that person. We are under democracy. People should not be arrested and just take to jail. But sometimes when people make a very bad statement that threatens the security of the country, they should be invited and they should be threatened. They should be warned. You see, sometimes this kind of thing happen in the country. If we may recall, when Commodore Adewubi, make some revelation on the public television, I think was Channel. They quickly jump into that space. Security personnel quickly, invited him for questioning at, where was that? Army headquarters in Abuja, and he went there with Femi Falana, as a lawyer, to make sure that it won't be put in custody. So, if they can do that to Commodore Adewubi, that was revealing the truth behind this insecurity we are seeing across the country. Why should they let somebody that is making inflammatory statements that threaten the security of the country, why could they let him, remain and operate freely without being invited for questioning? These are the things that we see in that country and make us look like, are we in the same country? Are we operating two countries two countries in one country? Are we operating two how do I say it? Two laws within are we operating two constitutions within one constitution? I mean, this is what is happening in that country that some people can conclude that yes, we have colonization agenda going on in that country and being perpetrated by this criminal Buhari administration that we have in that country. It's unfortunate, one man.
All right, thank you, Ajane Koko. So Ajane Koko, let me go on to Exiro just to make sure I cover all the voices. So Exiro, let me have you speak then a little bit on where Ajane Koko spoke, and then also Obasanjo's assertion that Nigeria needs a leader with a touch of madness. But you may want to start off with Obasanjo and then let us have your views on or actually start off with Ohanaeze versus the Northern Elders Forum. So who do you put the blame with? And really the invitation by Ohanaeze that the security agencies should arrest Akim Baba Ahmed for incitement. Would you agree with that, Exiro?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Perfectly.
Okay, good. I'm putting on a headset, so I'm using that today. Yes, that's sometimes when I hear people speak in Nigeria, my brain automatically analyzes them, not just from that statement, but from statements prior to this and from their comments before now. I think that's the same Akim Baba that made a mention of the total block vote of the North being about how many millions? A million votes, saying that nobody can harass them into voting for any candidate. That was when they did this. The Southern governors had a meeting. You can remember the first time all the Southern governors had a meeting and insisted that Buhari has to leave office for a Southern president. And he himself wasn't comfortable with that because he felt that the North was being held
he accused them of having the meeting in a short time hotel.
Yes,
and said
exactly.
why could they have a meeting without another representative there? So you want them to be very careful. This is
exactly. So we can already picture where this man is coming from. You see, I don't just make comments. When you tell me about anybody, I relate his past to his present. He's still in that line. I see a desperate man. This guy doesn't obey the laws or rules of a gentlemanly agreement. Why would you want to even, if you have common sense, why would you even want to continue a northern presidency? So it is only natural that people from the south want to be in the state house. It's only natural for him to be making his comments. He wants to use his position to serve as a negotiating table for the next president. Who is he to be doing that? Go away from the office and let the South jostle for the position, or stay put and destroy the country even more. I see the man as a desperate man who wants the next incoming president to be merciful on the Buhari government and what all the atrocities they did. Because if he's not desperate, he should keep quiet and let the politicking continue. Why must you try to make comments that will inspire hate and inspire hitting the polity? Why? Your uncle is the president. He has been the president for 8 years, but you cannot speak of anything he has done for your region. But instead of you to face him, you are facing those who want to come in. What has Buhari done for the North? What?
Buhari has done a lot for the North. So all the developments that has taken place under this administration has all been in the North. He has
You can start by mentioning.
He has completely rebuilt Kaduna State. Completely, he has built a railway system from Kano to his home state in Niger Republic.
Okay.
You know, it's just
Okay.
even the story that we're doing now, the cash benefits for the poor, all of them are going to the North.
Okay.
So everything that he's done in his administration have all gone to the North. The only thing that came to the South are things that were initiated by Goodluck Jonathan, and he did not stop it. He says, "Is it going to cost me money?" They said no, and they said, "Okay, let them have it." But everything that his administration, road after road after road, you know, the electricity, you know, they got Siemens to come and do electricity in Nigeria. Do you know that all of that is in the North?
Okay.
Everything he's doing is in the North.
Okay. Okay. Fine. If that is if that is enough, if that is enough for them, well, fine. But what I see from this Ahmed Baba guy is that he knows that they've not gotten enough, because truly this government has been clueless, has squandered money. The amount of money that have been looted in this government, oh one man. You see all these things you mentioned, they're not up to 5% of the amount of money that's gone from this government. Talk about the borrowings, talk about the resources we don't even get, we don't even know how much is in our account. Talk about the depletion of the foreign account. Talk about the number of, you know, parastatals that are declaring null, zero profit. The NNPC, zero. That's why they were delisted. How can they produce an oil producing country in a season where oil price went up, didn't declare any profit, yet they did some borrowings from international banks? Huh? How can you match that up? It's not matchable. The truth is, we don't want to say it the way it is, but you know, we have gone past playing with words. Buhari and his ilks have stolen Nigeria dry. The monies they have borrowed will take us a lot of years to repay.
Generations. It's generational. Yeah. Unless we have debt forgiveness or the economy spikes up aggressively.
That is it.
It's been a wild ride with
Buhari. Sometimes I don't want to be seen as somebody who talks down on the North, but the truth is, if the Northern people cannot speak, I will speak. See, there are no professors speaking out in the North. That is why you don't, even in your programs, I don't find Northern people. They don't participate in intellectual discourses. They don't come out anywhere to talk. Even internationally in diaspora, they don't speak against, where they are safe, they don't speak. Who are the educated people in the North? What is their point of view?
Well, the example is this element that we are discussing, Ali Baba Ahmed.
Look at what he's spewing. Look at the kind of discourse. You always find him in political discourse that don't go anywhere. If the Southern politicians sit down to discuss, he will come out and say they are sitting down to discuss, blah, blah, blah. It is just a sign of desperacy. He's desperate. If Buhari came into power, and Buhari is from the North, and he could not solve the number one problem, believe you me, the North is gone. By the time a next president comes from the South, you know how Nigeria is. Nigeria is in two divides. We have a Southern president that cannot enter the North to decide. You cannot go there and arrest anybody. You cannot go there and talk down on any governor. You can't. We've seen that during the days of OBASANJO, who allowed Sani Yerima to bring in Sharia into the North, and now they have 12 states of Sharia law. We saw that in the days of Jonathan, who was stoned practically out of the North. Which Southern governor in the next coming 5 years, 50 years, which Southern governor can come out and say, okay, yes, I can probably go to the North and decide this and that? No, we have two countries. You cannot, even Tinubu cannot go to the North and say, this happened here, now I'm sending soldiers to go and do this. They will tell you are killing their brothers. There's nobody, but the Northern president can send soldiers to the East and massacre people. And people say, of course, this is Nigerian president deciding to tackle terrorism. He can send soldiers to kill people in the south. But how many presidents from the south can send soldiers? Say, there is an uprising in the north. Go and kill these people. None. Lily liver, nobody. That's what I'm telling you. And in the next 50 years, there's no human Nigerian that can come up and say, okay, I'm now in charge of the country as the #1 citizen, as the commander-in-chief. I send soldiers to go and stop rioters from killing Christians in this place, because clearly, look at the girl that just got killed. Up to this moment, those people who killed her in Sokoto still believe they have the right to do so. There's no categorical statement from anybody saying these people should be arrested. And like people used to say about the IPOB, catch them and kill them. How many governors, how many people can do that? So we have two countries. So that is why people like this can talk anyhow. But you can see they are always careful when they want to talk about Buhari. So it's not because Buhari is the president, but Buhari means more than a president to these people. They overlook his failures, and instead of tackling the problem of the president from their own quarters who has failed, they rather try to discuss about who is going to be the next president. Who does that? The man is desperate. I consider him as a non-entity who's trying to just cause problems for the ethnic groups. Who is he? Why are we supposed to be listening to him? The last time I heard him speak, he said the northern votes about how many million that they're going to, okay, if the South is insisting on the Southern president, they're going to consider. Everybody knows that the North is not a concentrated North. The likes of Taraba, what's it called? This state, Benue State, Kogi, and there are some other states in the North that are mostly Christians, and they are tilted towards the south. But he included
Kogi
them.
Is not a northern, Kogi is not a northern state.
But in Nigeria, it's part of the North. Benue State is part of the North. Taraba is part of the North. Even in Niger State, there are Christians. In Borno, everybody is not a Fulani in Borno. There are Christians in Borno State. Kaduna, they have Southern Kaduna and Northern Kaduna. Southern Kaduna is purely Christian. So how is the North concentrated in votes that they must win every election? They are not so concentrated. In Bauchi, there are still Christians. Nasarawa is not even, it's so close to Abuja, and we know how cosmopolitan it is. So where is the concentrated northern vote that he talked about, that he's using to negotiate and make comments? The North, in fact, the North, to me, if we look deeply into the North, we will see that the North is not core North as we all think. When you mention the North, people will automatically think, everybody is Muslim, everybody will vote for. No, it's not like that. I'm sorry. So I consider the man on a non-entity, It's a non-entity.
All right, thank you, Xero. So, Xero, then go to the space just briefly. Obasanjo's comment, Nigeria needs a leader with a touch of madness. So, do you understand what he means, and do you concur?
Rinko, I mean, just imagine. This man had the opportunity of being the president of Nigeria for 8 years. He should at least just be talking from behind, because he's a failure. It's part of the failure. It's part of the failure of Nigeria. It's part of the failure of Nigeria. Thank you, Alexander Gomez. I feel, I mean, this means a lot to me, I respect you so much. I hope you know that. I respect you so much. You see, Obasanjo is quite all right. He's the most daring president from the South we ever had. But even the word he used now, he said we need a president of what's that word he used now? One man.
A touch of madness. With a touch of madness. Yeah.
He's the most daring president from the South. He's the president I know that came from the South that has that touch of madness. But even his madness wasn't enough to stop Sani Iruma. So what do we now want? Do we want Dracula to come in and change the game? Who can be madder than Obasanjo? The thing is, even with that touch of madness, he wasn't daring enough to put his feet on the ground. It's either one or two things that will happen. You put your feet on the ground, you call for a national conference, and you let all the ethnic groups to speak and then collectively formulate a constitution that works for them. If you are not daring enough to do that, every other form of madness is not mad enough. You are just trying to play to the gallery. The only madness we need is a president that can come, call all the ethnic nationalities to a table, tell them to sit down there and discuss how they want to live together. Any other form of madness is not good enough. You have to accept your fate that we either be together or we go our separate ways. You can't tell us, no, I'm a mad president, and then you deal with one or two or three people that are your core enemies, and then you please the North again, because that's what the South is good for, pleasing the North. There's no president that can come from the South.
Why do you think that is? Do you think we live in fear of them? Do you think we live in fear of these people?
Yeah, we live in fear of them. I will tell you something. I'm from the Igbo extraction. I have an Igbo Yoruba, but I have an Igbo extraction. So I'll tell you something that scared me in Nigerians. Before this Abuja problem, I saw a video before the Northern Okada people came in to burn the day market. There was a video first that came out where this Igbo guy had his phone and he was videoing where they were waiting. He was talking about how they burnt the bike because this bike people were throwing away their people in the forest, and the last one they threw away died. So they caught him, they burnt his bike, and I think they arrested him. So now they are waiting because they know they are going to come back. So he said, yeah, we are going to deal with them when they come. So I thought they were really going to stay there and wait. But the next video I saw was that market was being burnt. That means something that their eyes had never seen before came and they all ran. You understand? So there is this fear of the North.
They are capable of a level of violence that
exactly
is uncommon.
Uncommon.
Yeah, they're very violent.
Zero.
Violent.
Let's put this thing right. The market that was born, it was Igbo boys that caused it by burning Okada, a northern owned Okada. So it was an action of reprisal that brought about the burning of the market.
I'm not even talking about that. That's what I said. I don't know.
Yeah, but what led to the Igbos burning the Okada?
Igbos burning it, that's a human
but
problem.
they don't have to take law into their hand now. Why must they burn someone's Okada? Are they the security officer? What right do they have?
So for burning an Okada, then they burn out a whole swathe of a shopping space.
Look, when you have two violent group of people, one is how do I say it? One is violent and the other is wild. That is what they are there.
Exactly.
So the Igbo boys acted wrongly by getting the Okada, burn the Okada down. And then the Hausa said, not in our land. You can't do this to one of us. This is our land now. How can you people just come and act stupidly like this? Let's teach them a lesson. And they came in their 100 and come and cause massacre. They are massacreian in their nature. They are massacreian. The only thing they know, once anything is against them, against their doctrine, against their interest, is to act back in form of massacre. That is what they know.
So that question that I asked Xero Ajale Koko, do you think we live in fear of these people?
His mic is off.
His mic is off. Okay, let me make that a round robin question. So just
what is one man?
No, I'm going to make it a round robin question, so I'll come to you in a moment. So let me start off with Vin, but very short answer. You know, I'm going to shut the session in about maybe another 20, 25, only because I have to dash off to go do something. But Vin, a round robin question. So I'm asking, do we live in fear of the Malams, the Southerners, the totality of us? Do we live in fear?
One more, wait, don't end the question. I just want to ask 128 billion% yes. Nigerians, the Souths are timid. Just look at what happened in Lagos. Look at what happened in Lagos. The mobs were chasing the police people and their rifle could no longer work. Our people, my people over there are 135 billion%, afraid of these people. Thank you.
But
Vin,
Vin,
hold on.
one man.
Sorry, no, I have to push it. Jake, to you, the question: do you think the Southerners live in fear of the Northerners, Jake?
Yes, we do, because we're weak human beings.
All right. The question, X0.
Yes, that was what I wanted to tell Vin.
Yeah.
I think we do live in fear of these guys, and the reason is we have something to lose. They have nothing to lose. Period.
So it's not really for reasons of timidness or
no.
Because we place value, but they have no value.
Yes, they have no value. Yeah.
All right, Ajanle Koko, the question, your answer.
Yeah, I won't say that we are in fear of them. You see, our own nature is different. One is that Zero mentioned that they have something to lose. We don't have something to lose. I mean, we have something to lose. We don't have something to lose. Then the second one is we value life. We don't like taking people's life, but it means nothing to them. Even among themselves, they slash their own throat. Once they get into madness with each other, they kill themselves like chicken. They can just take out the what do you call it? Take out their knife and cut his brother's throat. Easy. So their nature is completely different from ours. No. In Lagos,
right.
Yorubas, Igbo, we fight sometimes, but we don't resort it into massacre and no, we don't do it. It's not our nature. But to them, it doesn't mean anything for them. On religion, on anything that is anti their own interest, they just go wild. That is their nature. You can't take it from them. So, but for us, I don't think we are afraid of them, but we are just different species from them. They are wild, and we are law-abiding people, and would like the law to take its course on anything. That is who we are. But they don't respect law. Whatever they want to do, they just go ahead and just do it.
All right, thank you, Ajanle Koko. So, World Peace is just a short snapshot answer. Do you think the Southerners are afraid? They live in fear of the Malams?
I won't fully agree. I would say some section of the South is afraid of the North. Maybe that of the Lagos and maybe because of the Muslim tie with them, religion tie with them. I don't think that what happened in Lagos that they will happen in Benin or in the East. I must speak truth to power, because same thing like happened in Benin 3 to 4 years ago. They banned bike. They killed a bike man killed a tax collector, Agbero. They killed one guy, but less than 10 minutes, the Benin guys they mobilized themselves. They killed more than 15 those outside guys and burned all their bags, more than 30 bags. That was led to the band of bags in Benin. That was not the first time. 10 years ago or 15 years ago, there's a place they call area dollars where they change dollars. Benin guys, they invaded that place, were like riot. They killed all the almost a lot of outside people, seized their money. Benin people don't take shit. It does not happen in Benin. It has never happened in Benin. Those who don't try it, they don't dare it in Benin. I believe it won't happen in the East. So we could say some area in the north, south, but not all area in south. That's my take.
All right, thank you. So Black League, the question: do you think the Southerners they live in fear of the Northerners? Would you say that, given the life experience of the Nigerian state, Black League?
Not necessarily afraid, even though I do agree with world peace. There's some level of fear, in some sections of the South. And I believe people are only afraid of what they do not understand. The South is very ignorant of the North. And once you're that much ignorant, then what the void that's left to be filled will be filled with fear. And I think that's what's playing out.
Do you not think that? Do you not think that the Northerners they demonstrated somewhat preponderance towards an extreme sort of violence that is not known in the South? So
I think you're completely wrong to say the Northerners have a preponderance of violence that is unknown to the South. Now, no particular group of people have monopoly on violence. There is violence in the South. I can go through history of the South to show you instances of violence. So violence is not known in the North.
Black League, can I
repeat.
No, sorry, it's a snapshot.
Yeah.
So carry on, Black League.
Yeah. So I repeat, it's just the level of ignorance that the South just doesn't know much about the North, and I'm speaking in very general terms right now. And then that just leads to fear. What you don't understand, you're bound to fear.
All right, thank you. So, Baba Kore, the question: do you think the Southerners they are somewhat they live in fear of the North? And an honest answer, which I expect from you, do you think the Southerners live in fear of the North?
Honestly, it's not that we are being afraid of northern part of Nigeria. To me, it is just that the southern part of Nigeria, they are playing politics. We cannot shy away from that. We saw what happened during Yoruba Nation agitation. We see how Igboho was controlling the space. But what happened is that it is this same southern part of Nigeria that shut him down. Our politicians. It is just that our politicians they be like they are our mouthpiece, or they are in front of us. So that is why we don't really like want to fight like that. But to be honest with you, I don't support that. I don't believe that we've been afraid of southern part of Nigeria. We see what East are doing. I don't know about South anyway. But when you come to Southwest too, we see what happened during this issue of agitation. Nobody can handle them until when they want to come to Lagos and they shut them down. Who did that? Is it not the same? Not the same Yoruba? So it's not that we are afraid of them. It is we that always invite them. Our politicians always invite them to intimidate us. Not that we've been afraid. But the LA. They cut up the country and let everybody go on their separate way, the better, because we are postponing. We can say anything we want here. We are just postponing the dim day. Every single day we are postponing it. It will surely come to pass, because we have seen that now. A lot of people have been prophesized that do you think 2023 election is going to be held? We are seeing a lot of things now. We don't even know what is going to happen in the next 1 month. With what we have seen just in this month alone. So to me, that is my answer to that. I don't think we'll be timid or we've been afraid of northern part of Nigeria.
All right, let me stay with you, Baba Kore, and have you address then that space.
Yeah. Please, I just wanted to say something because I had the floor. Just one last thing.
Okay, go on.
Please, I urge everybody on this platform not to feel like their manhood is being reduced when we say that the South is afraid of the northern element. Mm-hmm. This fear we have is actually a good thing, because when you look at the South, your educational level, you've gotten to a stage in life where, okay, you want to achieve something with your education. You don't want to throw it away. But the educational level in the North is poor. Life in itself is at the lowest level in the North. Just like what's happening in the South is now. They've been deprived of so many things that their life now is becoming worthless. That is why you are seeing the increase in violence. When life depreciates, violence increases. Your life has appreciated. That's why you cannot just take it away. It doesn't mean that you are not a strong man, but you don't want to lose it. You can't just get education and then you throw it away. That's what you have to lose. These guys have nothing. They have a dagger, and that's all. So the fear is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Just in broad strokes, there's something to what you are saying, because in it's a different mindset, isn't it? And a different value system, and that value system based on expectations, and that expectations based on how you've been trained, etc., etc. In the South, they have a structured family structure, typically, but not wholly. You have, because in Yoruba land, the typical family is a 5-member family, mom, dad, and 3 children. That's usually typically the Yoruba. Of course, it varies, but typically the Yoruba family. Am I right in that, Baba Kure?
Yes.
It's a 5-member family, and ideally, what you want is 2 boys, 1 girl, but at the most 3 healthy children. You know, so. That's the structure, and then you train them up so that they are higher than where you are, and then they train them.
Don't you think that, as we say, don't you think that's just an easy way to chicken out? Talk about education and things like that.
Go on.
I think that's an easy way to chicken out of the issue. You know, when you're confronted with so-called uneducated people prone to violence, you that you're educated, I mean, is a bigger indictment on you that a bunch of quote-unquote uneducated people are holding sway for this long. You know, if you want to go by violence, I mean, look at the wars in the world. Some of the most educated people have led it. When you see the history of Germany, very educated people have led wars. They're barbaric when the time calls for it, when it comes to protecting their own family and their homeland. Even in Nigeria, look at Ojukwu, Ivy League trained. I mean, in Europe, one of the best educated soldiers we had. What did he do? He stuck his neck out, right? So I think it's just an easy way to chicken out to say we're educated and therefore we're civilized. And no, civility means you're able to protect what is yours.
To me,
if you cannot protect what is yours, you do not deserve it. Be it property, be it family.
Hold on, that wasn't the conversational space. So I think
I just hear that narrative a lot. Oh, we are more educated in the South. We are more refined. These people are violent, and therefore that's why things are happening.
Hold on first. Is that factually or not so?
It is factual that the South is more educated than the North. But what is the result? I look at results. I don't look at the fluff talk. I look at results. If you're more educated, I need to see the results. If you're more civilized, I need to see the results. But when I don't see the results, and the education and civilization is just used as a mere excuse to keep status quo. So there is a level of fear. And as I always say, the fear comes from ignorance, because there's really no reason to be afraid, you know? I mean, you could have a so-called barbaric sect.
Not be afraid of a malam. Are you
Yes. Somebody is saying, "Oh, don't be emasculated. It's a good thing to be afraid." I've never heard such in my life. How is it a good thing to be afraid?
Listen,
every strong man.
No. I don't see that. Your civility is to the extent that you can protect your family. That's how I measure civility.
Well, if you give this malams education and a lot of
no, you can call them malams. You can call them malam. By the way, the meaning of malam is teacher. A lot of people don't know. So when you say malam, you're actually putting them on a pedestal to say that they are your teachers and you are the student. That's literally, when you say malam, that's the meaning. That means you agree that you are a student. Well, man, allow me talk now. I just came in, I just came in. Allow me say it. Allow me say it loud and clear. You know, if you say Malak or one man, you're guilty of that a lot. That's why you won't let me talk. Malam means you are a student, and the person you're calling a Malam is your master. That's literally what Malam means. So go ahead. I think Zero had the floor.
No, sorry, Black League. I was only coming in to say that we do know what Malam means. we also know what Aboki means, which really means friend or something like that.
And do you know what Almajiri means?
I don't know, maybe a student, I imagine, or some sort.
Almajiri means a disciple.
Yes, so it's like
that's like Jesus had 12. Jesus had 12 Almajiris. It just means disciple.
So we know this term. We just use them in a pejorative way.
A lot of people don't know one, man. Trust me, a lot of people don't. So for the sake of them,
you just said one man. I think what Peter said something. You can't agree. What Peter was saying that the East and the Benis are not afraid of the North is your boys who are afraid. And I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree with what you say. I kind of agree with that.
Why am I not surprised?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Please don't go there.
No, that's what you think.
We don't want to destroy this platform now.
Right. Gentlemen, I'm going to have to be rude and have to shut down there. It's only because I have an errand to run, which is very
important. What you are echoing?
No, we're bouncing off our world peace.
Not me. Black League.
Not world peace, but Black League. I keep calling you. I called you Black League, and I call him world peace, but I don't know what is going on.
He's my brother.
Yes,
it's my brother. It's you people that keep fighting. It's you people that keep fighting north, south. He's from the south. I'm from the north, but we're brothers.
Right?
Do you know what? In my head, I'm more people. I see you somewhat very similar in personality, you and World Peace. Just because of the way you speak, not so much the voice, but what you have to say. I see it very similar in personality. That's just what I see, But there it is. But gentlemen, with your permission, let me shut down here because I have to run an errand. And hopefully when we reconvene, if you have the time, then please join us. Baba Akure, big apologies to you. I was coming to you, but I have to go do something which is important. So we'll leave it there and reconvene for the later session. And sorry about how we went. I was talking and talking. I then came to the room and nobody could hear me. So that's been the way it goes. That is the thing. But hopefully now we resume normal transitions later in the day. So I'll leave it there and peace. Thank you, guys.